my oldest daughter is about to be 17. And this is when she was in preschool. And I was like, just kind of starting on my own journey of self-awareness and was exploring this idea of, wait, am I a people pleaser? I thought I was just highly motivated and a high achieving, woman, whatever. So I was in the car. This is when I was living in Austin, Texas. I was going to pick my daughter Lily up from preschool. So I was in Austin traffic downtown and I'm passing up Whole Foods. And I was like, oh, maybe I should like go pick up groceries really quick. And so that I had to change lanes. And changing lanes, again, everyone's a jerk. And I was like, okay, this is going to be a big deal. So I look behind me and there's this cute Mini Cooper. So this was like in the mid 2000s when like the Mini Coopers were like all decked out and like you customize, super cute. And I was like, oh my God, I love her car. And like, I want her to be my best friend, and like, so I was like, hey, can you let me over? And she was like, yeah, go ahead. And I was like, oh my God, you're an angel. Love you, and like all the waving and all of that. And then, so I'm driving. And then I look at my clock and I'm like, wait, what am I thinking? Like, I don't have time to go into Whole Foods. Like, I don't have time. What am I doing? And so instead of getting back over in the lane that I needed to be in to get to my daughter's preschool, I was like, well, I can't, like, cause this lady in the Mini Cooper she just let me over. And so if she sees me getting back into the other lane, then she's going to be mad at me.
Oh God, this is hilarious.
Yeah. And then this lady in the Mini Cooper, I don't even know what her face looks like. She's going to be mad at me and she won't like me. And then she's going to think bad about me. Yeah. And so instead of getting in the other lane, I stayed in that lane and pretended to go into Whole Foods and then circled back around and then went to my daughter's preschool in the parking lot and was like, that was insane.
Meg, that is hilarious.
Yeah. And I started thinking about like, wait, what does that actually mean? Like, what is that an indication of? Because that was a red flag behavior. Like, that was cuckoo. And so I started kind of sitting with it and like asking and like feeling into like, what does that mean? And it was like such a fear of being disliked that I was willing to engage in behaviors that put a strain on my life, and that was one little micro moment. But what else? What's the macro version of that? And so it just got me thinking and also in the way that I was like showing up online and what I was talking about. And I was going through this huge spiritual journey, but I was so scared to talk about it because of what the girls from high school from my hometown were going to say about me, and meanwhile, they probably I wasn't even on their radar, And so it was like, just, yeah, this deeply rooted fear of being disliked, keeping me small, keeping me behaving in ways that are like, okay, well, if I don't do this, then they won't get mad at me. If I don't talk about this, then they won't get mad at me. And like coming to that realization and it really started changing things for me. And, I like to give myself like gut check questions of like, okay, well, is this related to the Mini Cooper moment? And I think we all have those stories in our lives where we're like, that was weird. Like, why did I do that? And what does that mean? And that's where my curiosity, that's something I love about my curiosity, because it invites me to ask those questions and to see those moments for what they are and be like, well, that was interesting. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a funny story for you.
That story is amazing. This whole dialogue that's happening in like 5 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is like the thought process. Do you know, though, I'm so with you, how many umbrellas I've left behind in buildings because I don't want to go back again because I make things awkward so easily. I'm such a pro at it. I have left, so all my umbrellas are gone because I don't want to go back in that same room and see the same people and be like, it's raining, right? Like, right. I make it awkward. And I also don't want to seem that I don't have it together.
Yeah.
Like that's the real thing, check in, right? But they're all
And
gone.
meanwhile, they don't care. If you came in and got your umbrella, they would be like,
no one gives a shit.
right.
Well, because no one cares. That's like such image management. But no one gives a shit about you and your
and your umbrella, or you're changing lanes. No one's paying attention. Yeah.
Right.
And if they are, and if they really are going to make a mountain out of a molehill of you changing lanes or getting your umbrella, then that's their problem.
Then the world is crazier than we think.
Right.
Welcome back. Today, we are so honored to have Meg Sylvester back with us. She is so eloquent. She is such a beautiful spirit. It's infectious, actually, her energy. It's so inspiring. And she just released a book that would be the absolute best Mother's Day gift for anyone looking for a suggestion. I can't even describe this conversation. I think that all I can say is please take a listen. If you want to start your day off feeling empowered and beautifully vulnerable and clear and inspired. Inspired. I'm just going to keep saying inspired because she is one of the most inspiring women I have ever met.
I love how she talked about going on that journey to write her book. Like she went on this writer's retreat, right? And then she had the courage to go, even though she was afraid of doing it. And she talks about that stretch.
When she talked about the scare room, when she talked about that, overcoming your fear and entering a space where you might feel like you have some sort of imposter syndrome, but really stepping into that is the most empowering, and community is what we need. And we're all in it together. She's just a bright light. She's a brilliant speaker, an incredible artist, a good friend.
The Mindful Mom is a book that gives us daily prompts that can help make our day better, improve ourselves. Just a small thing to do to go one day at a time, right? She's this writer who taps into guiding us the way we need to be guided.
Everything that you said encompasses what this interview is about and what her spirit is about and what this book is about. And I'm just so grateful to have had her with us today. You are going to love this episode with Meg. Let's dive in. We're so happy to see you again.
Likewise. I know. And of course, I just had a thing pop up on Zoom that was like, must update now. Like, it's like, cool. And if I click that button, it'll take an hour. So fingers crossed. Yeah.
Let's update at the start of pod. Hurry up.
I know. Like, cool. Thanks for that notice. Yeah.
Meg, you're an OG, man. This is like round 2 with you.
Yay. I'm so excited.
So great to see you again.
Likewise.
Yeah. One of our faves. And Shelly and Jessica, you know that Meg and I got together when I was in Boise.
Yes.
Yeah. That is so awesome. And you have a book coming out.
It's out. It's out in the world.
The book's out.
It's out in the world. Yep. So
what's the name of the book and where can we find it?
I have it here. It's The Mindful Mom. And it's wherever books are sold. So Amazon, Barnes and Noble, all the things.
A little bit more about the book.
Yeah. So it is 365 days worth of prompts to help moms find their spark again. So it's not a book about motherhood. It's not a book to help a mom become a better mom. It's a book written for a woman who has an abundantly full plate, has kids, and is also realized that she's lost her spark and kind of feels like life is dull and just doesn't know where to start. So it's 300, like I said, and you can see the prompts are they're small, so it's just daily little actions or seeds planted. That's very realistic. And it's also rooted in the idea of stepping into your favorite self instead of trying to become this best or highest version of yourself. So that theme repeats a lot. throughout the book.
Amazing. I have never heard of anything like this for moms. And I love that you're saying it's not for a mom to be a better mom. It's for a mom to be their favorite version of their self. Because we all know if you're that, then everyone benefits. Then you are a better mom.
Yeah. So it's not like, here's how to mother. It's like, here, let me just hold your hand and like help you like find yourself again. Yeah.
That's beautiful. I need this book.
Yeah, I know. As soon as you were describing it, I was like, I think I'm going to buy it.
I know. As I was even writing it, I was like, I should probably revisit some of these things. Yeah.
Yourself. Yeah. Can you read us one of the prompts? I'm interested to hear.
Let me just open it up. Okay. So this is day 224. And it's called the fear of outgrowing. One of the sneakiest fears that can keep people from rising to their full potential is the fear of outgrowing your people. You worry, if I grow, if I take up more space, if I step into my power, will they come with me? Sometimes we stay small to keep old dynamics comfortable, but silencing your spark isn't the glue that holds true connection. Growth invites people to meet you where you're going, not where you've been. And then each prompt has a small like me moment. So this me moment is today, reflect on where am I playing small to avoid outgrowing a relationship dynamic? What would it feel like to trust that your growth is allowed? Yeah. So they're all like,
wow.
Yeah.
Like instantly connective to us all.
Yeah. And I the book is also, it's like, start on day one or just open it up to a random page and like see what speaks to you. And also like, if you start and then you miss a couple days, who cares? It's fine. Just come back to it. So it's like a no pressure. I mean, it's really taking into account what life is as a mother, like some days you wake up and your kid has peed the bed and you forgot to put gas in your car the night before, or you just don't have time, so it's like a no shame type book. And
love that. I need the book. I've been on that so much lately. There's been so many moments in this past week where I'm like, mom fail. I mean, the running out of gas, I almost ran out of gas the other day. I'm just forgot to, make a lunch. We're just constantly, and then we get harder on ourselves. Start to beat myself up and think, oh my God, I am failing, right? I'm so failing. But then I talk to other moms.
And we're all in it together.
We are, right?
Like moms understand. And that's the thing. All you have to say is like, just make a statement like that. And all the moms are like, oh yeah, no, we get it. Like you don't even, I've actually stopped saying like I just wrote an email that was like, and it's for the parent association that I'm running at school or whatever. And I wrote like, I did not send this out yesterday. And I'm not going to be able to send out the newest version until Wednesday. I think old me would have been like, because of work, because of this, because of that. I just said I didn't send it out. And the next time I'm going to be able to do it is like a week from now. No reason why, because I don't need to explain it, because we all get it. We all understand it's either because of work or because someone peed the bed or because I ran out of gas or because I didn't make a lunch. It's all those reasons.
Yeah. And it's so to be on the receiving end of an email like that is so refreshing. And it's like, if you do that, then that like gives me permission to do that and to stop having to like justify or even like create an excuse. Yeah. Right. And I also feel like when we create excuses or we like dig for the reason to give that would be the justifiable one, then we're just affirming that even more and making it even more of a big deal and saying this actually is a big piece of my life that is frustrating. The more we talk about it and give it as an excuse, and we're just kind of making it into even more of our reality when it could have just been like I just didn't get to it. Sorry. Yeah.
This is exactly what I've been going through in the past month. Since I got back from Michigan, I was sick and then I felt really behind with work and behind with everything. And then as soon as I started feeling a bit better, I was like, okay, I can be Supermom and I'm going to be this and I'm going to be this. And then it hit me that the pressure that I was putting on myself and that momentum that maybe in the past when I was younger used to fuel me is now hindering me. And in
Mhm.
fact, when I allow myself to slow down, when give myself grace, when I take a breath, I am not only a better mom, I'm actually a better producer, director, choreographer because
Yeah.
I'm myself time. But there's that guilt that comes with it, either being a creative or being a mom, it doesn't matter, but there is that guilt. And so I love this. Right on track for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And, when we talk about like becoming super mom and this idea of super mom, and we all know when we say that super mom really means getting it all done and doing all the things and checking all the things off the boxes and adding things to the list and doing it and doing it and doing it. And that in itself, this idea of supermom is rooted in the same patriarchal thinking that we all know is not healthy for us. And even the idea of best and highest self, to me, it's this idea of climbing this ladder and trying to get to the top, to this like really unattainable version of oneself and then staying there. And that's just not realistic. And so that's where I was like, what would kind of like shift the paradigm of that?
Mhm.
And to me, that, the word favorite self, it feels more like round in essence,
Yeah.
rather than best self, highest self. And so it's the same, like when we start thinking of, I'm going to be super mom, what are we really challenging? What are we really tasking ourselves with? It's not realistic. Maybe
Mhm.
it's realistic for a day or two when we're in a certain phase, if we're still cycling, when we're in like that very young, fiery phase of our menstrual cycle. And if we're not cycling, still like noticing when we're moving through those seasons. And maybe that particular idea of super mom is attainable for like 2 or 3 days. But how can we begin to invite another version of supermom, or even changing that word altogether, of like, well, what if you're Cherice, you know, instead of super, what if you're the favorite version of who you are? And that's the type of motherhood you model and you step into, instead of this one, like hands on the hips, getting everything done.
Yeah.
It's not realistic. It's exhausting. It's
Yeah.
exhausting.
I was wondering, actually, I think I was telling you, Cher, like I was talking to a friend. I may have even said this on the pod edit if I already said this, but I was talking to a friend that I've an older friend whose kids are out of the house and grown and in their 20s. And she said to me, I was like that hands on the hips type thing. Generally, she was saying like, now that I'm like approaching retirement, like I'm realizing that I don't love that part of
Mm.
myself, even though I was getting it all done and like, and her kids are successful and doing all these great things. But she said, I didn't really like that version of myself because I felt like all I was doing was like, task, task, task and getting it done. But again, is that your favorite part? And it makes me think of that. Like, will we at some point turn around and reflect back and say, I wish I could have been this version of myself now that's a little more relaxed, maybe
Hmm.
retired, maybe not, maybe empty nesting and just like able to watch movies at night and relaxed and feeling like more fun
Hmm.
versus like, what I wish that I could be that more in parenting going back. I'm just curious as to like, if we turn around and look at that, if that will be a thought.
Yeah. And I think it's so important that we don't shame and guilt ourselves, because sometimes there are the days where we really do just have to get stuff done. We have to get the kids to soccer. We have to pack the lunches. We have to get to the meeting, or sometimes we don't have to. We can opt out, if need
Mhm.
be. Um, But it's like, as you're moving through these things, and one of the prompts I have in the book, in fact, it's at the very beginning of the book because I think it's so important, is to ask yourself, how can I make this easier? And maybe that's just the way that you're holding your body, even noticing your jaw and your posture and the speed at which you're moving through these tasks. And we can sometimes, we have to get those tasks done, but it's like, as we're doing the doings, can we soften? Can we listen? And I likened it to the analogy the other day. I was talking with a friend of like, when you're driving through a neighborhood and you're always driving. And then one day you decide to take a walk through the neighborhood and you're like, oh my God, I didn't even notice. Like, look at this cute little mailbox. Look at the cute little details on this house. Oh my God, there's roses right there. And it's true. When we slow down, we notice more. And when we notice more, we're inviting more joy and just delight into our lives. So it's like, it's such a balancing act. And I don't want to bypass that. I don't want to ignore that there are, we have a lot that we have to do as mothers. So it's like kind of the state of mind you're cultivating as you're doing the things, and just like, can I stop? Can I like relax my shoulders? Can I unclench my jaw? Can I really listen to what my kid is saying and like really laugh at the joke, and really look at the picture they showed me, and really just slow down enough in between the tasks and live, and it is hard to not shame and guilt ourselves of like, oh, I could have done that moment better, and it's a balancing act and it's a practice. And yeah.
Creative Mamas Unplugged is produced by Breatheasy Productions with music by Jeremy Jurin. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to give my mama 5 stars and keep coming back. Thanks to us kids, there are plenty of stories to tell, and you are not alone.
We are inspired by you. Thank you for joining our Creative Mamas community. Support Creative Mamas Unplugged on Patreon to get your name in the credits, receive extra content, and earn some fun prizes. With this, we can keep creating, uplifting, and growing this incredible community together. We love you so much. Applause.